this is Tomo Daphne. Welcome back to Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. Last time I checked, Mahiru is still dead. Unless we are getting that Danganronpa 2 Walking Dead crossover that we were all looking forward to. Anyway, let's play some Danganronpa. I just turned on my dishwasher, which I didn't realize until a few seconds later might be a bad idea. So if you hear ooh, that's why. Anyway, Danganronpa 2. It is a heroine mask to be precise. Sun Witch Esper Ito is a pretty witch girl. If I were a rich girl, a very, very witch girl. Da, 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 da. See a heroine! And so you're saying it's possible that this serial killer is the one who killed Mahiru. Which means there's a serial killer hiding among us. No, I'm not hiding that twist again. The viewers will see it from a mile away. I'm pretty sure I've seen a twist like this in some video game. It's called Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. This is stupid. Serial killer, my ass. The killer just used it to cover their face.
That's weird.
But even so, they sure chose something that stands out. That might be true, but although it's easy to write this off as foolish, it might be best if we exercise some caution. Sonia, can you tell me everything you know about this so-called sparkling justice?
As the light of justice shines upon my mask, I expose the hearts of malevolent evil.
The hell?
Justice complete. The center of justice that is pierced by justice. The lead star of justice that shines the night sky. That would be me. Sparkling justice!
Wow, this girl's a real super fan of a serial killer? What the heck was that?
Well?
That is Sparkling Justice's catchphrase. You'd expect a serial killer to be a bit more low profile, but he likes to show off.
You have a minute.
I read it in a magazine at the library. There has only ever been one person, a journalist, who has interviewed Sparkling Justice. The article was written in their native language, so I tried translating it, and then I remembered that I can't read it. However, in the end, that journalist was punished by Sparkling Justice too. They really did say, I'd tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. No good can come from getting involved with a serial killer. The serial killer might not want to hear that from you, you freak. This is all I know about Sparkling Justice. Thanks to the mask, nobody knows their true age or gender, making them a very mysterious individual. Hey, isn't that kind of a stretch to say that there's a serial killer hiding in our group? It's happened one time. Who's to say it won't happen again?
Listen.
No, it does not mean they are in our group. They broke into the island. They broke into the beach house. They snuck onto the island, broke into the beach house, killed Mahiru, and left. Possible the serial killer. That's probably not possible. Monami would never allow that. Isn't that right, Monami? But that is the only thing I can think of. I mean, no matter how much I think about it, I simply cannot believe it. That one of us is capable of committing such a horrible murder. Except for Tero, but he was already a creep. No matter how much I think about it, I simply cannot believe it. Sonia. I do understand Sonia's feelings, but it's highly unlikely that there's a serial killer hiding on this island. And if there was, his name would be Monokuma, because he's ultimately responsible for every death that's happened on this island. Hello, Mikan. Mikan, you had something to say too, right?
Well, compared to the others, what I have to say isn't that important. So please don't get your hopes up. and be disappointed.
I get it, so just get on with it.
I tried my best to perform the autopsy, and I was able to find out. Mahiru was definitely killed by a blow to the head. She was probably struck from behind by one blow. Based on the scar, the weapon is clearly the metal bat. And every dark cloud has a silver lining, as they say. It looks like Mahiru didn't suffer.
What does that mean?
She was just like, hey, how's it going? And then bam, dead. There's no doubt that she died instantly.
Her death was instant?
Yeah, she was like, hey, what's up, fellas? And then bam, dead.
That sounds a little strange. I think I better remember that. Mikan's autopsy report has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook.
And there's another thing I found. Oh, I'm sorry I started talking about. Are you busy right now? Please leave a message at the beep.
Mikan, what are you talking about? Just tell me.
During the autopsy, I discovered this in Mahiru's pocket. I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place and time? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 2:30 p.m. It seems like there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while. It would be bad if they started suspecting us for no reason. Hiyoko Sayonji.
This letter...
This letter is real. It would mean Hiyoko met up with Mahiru, right? Plus, Mahiru's estimated time of death is about 3 o'clock p.m. and they met 30 minutes prior. If we think about what that implies, then... Oh, I'm starting to get confused.
If it's true, what does it mean? What happened between Mahiru and Hiyoko? Letter on Mahiru has been added to the Truth Bullet section of your handbook. So, who should we talk to next? We can examine the metal bat, or we could talk to Nagito. Hey, tell me what you know already. Didn't you find out whose footprints those were? Actually, how were you able to find that out? Actually, don't tell me. I stole everyone's shoes. After listening to everyone's story at the airport, I went to a certain place. Well, it's probably better to say I snuck into everyone's houses and stole their shoes. To everyone's cottages where I stole their shoes. Everyone's cottages? Yes, even yours, Hajime.
Yep.
I told Monokuma I needed access for the investigation, so he simply let me in. That bastard, he did something shady again.
Now then.
But why did I do something like that? Well, I'll explain my reasoning to you. If I just asked people for their shoes, they'd be like, ew, no, what are you, some kind of foot fetishist? Nagito squatted down near the entrance to the beach house and began to spread some papers he was holding.
See?
Come on, Hajime, take a look. After all, I went to the trouble of gathering all this. I knew it, you did steal my shoes. Those footprints. I see, so the reason you snuck inside everyone's cottages was to, like, trace everyone's shoes. That's right, I wanted to get a sample of everybody's footprints, so I stole your shoes, traced them, put them back, and nobody's gonna be the wiser except for you, whom I just told. But unfortunately, Fujiko wouldn't leave his cottage, so I couldn't complete it. I tried asking him, but then he called me a foot fetishist. Well, I guess it's no big deal. It seems obvious the footprints belong to this person. Whose footprints are they?
Yep.
Hyoko's Ionji. Hyoko's?
Well,
To be honest, the reason I summoned her to the airport was so I could lure her out of her cottage. You do your questioning thing, I break into her cottage, trace her shoes. She showed herself inside her cottage, remember? If she stayed there, I couldn't sneak in.
perhaps.
I figured if I lure her out, she wouldn't be in a hurry to go back to her cottage. You're treating her like a small animal. She is a small animal, Hajime! But it was totally worth it, because now I have tracings of everybody's shoes. The footprints I collected there were smaller than anyone else's and matched the footprints at the beach house. Yup, there's no mistake, these are Hyoko's footprints. Footprints on the beach has been updated in your handbook. Check the truth bullet section to review it. Also, it's not like I was snooping around or anything, but I found something really interesting in her cottage that I then stole and am now going to show to you. Something interesting?
See?
I found a lot of these candies inside her room. But that's stealing! They're gummy candies that come in 4 different flavors. Strawberry, melon, grape, orange. It looks like she got it from the supermarket. Apparently she really likes this brand of gummies. Should have been other gummy brands, but she only brought home a bunch of these. People are like that sometimes. There are people who are only eat the same brand, even if it's just potato chips. You ever see Monk? He only drinks Sierra Springs branded bottled water. What's wrong with that? Well, it's not clear if this relates to Hansen, but I thought I should tell you just in case. Just in case, coming from this guy, that means it probably greatly relates to the incident. Coming back in the truth bullets section of your handbook. I'm gonna adjust my camera. Ding dong, bing bong. What is up, everybody?
Hedonism has come to an end. Come, now is the time to fight the decisive battle.
Just say it's time for the trial and
The
leave.
hostility of fresh blood, the insanity of a contest of wits. The class trial is finally raising its curtain.
That could have taken 3 fewer sentences than it did.
Meet up in front of Monokuma Rock. Once you're there, please proceed to the underground by taking the elevator located at the secret entrance. I'll see you soon.
Now then.
Looks like it's time. I guess the investigation is over. So it's finally starting the class trial where our hope and the killer's hope will finally clash. If you say hope one more time, I'm going to push you out the window. But it's alright as a first-story window. I will only suffer minor injuries. Now then, let's go prove it. And what's he so excited about? There's no reason to respond to a guy like that. Anyway, we should start heading over. At the trial field where Monokuma is waiting, I have to make my case there. My case that, I don't know, we have no choice but to press forward. Now then, let us go. As we talked amongst ourselves, we left the beach house and Mahiru's body. They never explain what they do with the bodies. I know in the first game they wound up in a morgue. Okay, I gotta walk forward, putting one foot in front of the other, across the bridge to the first island, or the central island, whichever one it is. As I reach the palm trees of Mount Rush Monokuma. Monokuma Rock. Monokuma Rock is just Crocodile Rock, but sung in the Monokuma voice, I have decided.
He's gonna do something crazy to me. I'll be ruined. Hey, shut up and stay put, you stubborn little Lolita. Hey, stop harassing little girls. Have you ever read Lolita?
This is what's going on? I thought we were having a class trial. Hiyoko was trying to run away, so Monokuma brought her here by force. But Hiyoko's still trying to run away, so Monokuma's trying to wrap her in a full Nelson. Unfortunately, his arms are too short.
Hey, if you don't stay put, I'm gonna make you part of this island's food chain. But I don't have any nutritional value. All I eat is candy. Jeez, making me waste my sweet ass time. But there's another problem to deal with besides this one. It is the actual murder that has occurred at the beach house. Where the heck is Fuyuhiko? That guy, he totally ditched my appointment. Now he has to pay a $25 cancellation fee. He pisses me off. Chew! Bless me. Eek! His anger changed his form!
I'm right here, dumbass.
Oh, how long have you been standing there?
5 minutes!
Fuyuhiko, you came. I was worried about you.
There's nowhere for me to run anyway, so no matter the ending, I have to accept it, right? But still. I'm a Yakuza! Accepting defeat is not an option. Fuyuhiko, what does that mean?
Well, if it's all good, it's all good. If the trial heats up, it's all good. If Fuyuhiko kills someone during the trial, it's all good. Anyway, it looks like everyone's here, so let us depart now. I'll go first and be one step ahead of you guys.
He uses his massive muscles to punch a hole in the rock and jumps in. Crap, I'm not mentally prepared yet. Do you even have to prepare? I mean, Hajime's the one doing all the investigating. If you don't have enough power, harness your latent energy. Come on, bring out that energy! So it begins. The beginning of the end. Now then, let us keep our spirits high so we can one day find the shining hope. Nekomaru, you know what to do. That's right. I can only put up with this guy for so long. Moving forward is the only option. Alright, let's get in the rock.
I see it. It's such bad taste. The worst, the lowest, most brutal taste. that you don't have to go up and then back down. That makes no sense. Has zero efficiency.
For some reason, my breathing was short, and I was eventually struck by a feeling similar to dizziness. Because it was dizziness. And I was losing my balance and falling down the escalator. Boom, 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 boom. The moment all of us were inside Monokuma Rock. A rumbling sound filled the room. The surrounding space began to fall. That's when I discovered I was in an elevator. As it shook with the clatter, the elevator we were inside continued to drop. Throughout that drop, I was fluctuating between feeling hope and despair. As if my heart was a rotten fruit swelling in the sun before it would finally go squish. I suddenly stopped breathing. And then I fainted. Kazuichi was like, "Hajime, are you okay?" My consciousness began to fade from the pressure. I might have fallen into Kazuichi's arms. I tried to endure that pressure by firmly standing on my legs. Because if my legs don't give out, there's nothing I can't do. Oh great, my legs have given out. And after a while, the elevator's vibrations gradually weakened. And then it stopped altogether. Aim! Defeat the boring routine! I've decided to start redecorating. How's it look? Mr. Monokuma's redecoration is awesome, isn't it? It's not like I'd allow you to think otherwise anyway. The First Amendment does not apply in international waters. To go to the trouble of doing something this elaborate. Really? What is your true intention? Making the place look cool. What did you think it was? Essentially, this killing game is just to kill time anyway. And people. Kill time. To break away from my purpose, that alone is my purpose. My purpose is only going to be a weakness. Those who have purpose are always the weakest ones in the bunch. That's why you guys should forget about such cheap-ass purposes like trying to survive and embrace the sweet release of death and enjoy the class trial from the bottom of your hearts. It's starting. The class trial is starting. Mahiru Koizumi, the ultimate photographer. She had an unyielding force of personality, but she was actually very good at taking care of people. Most importantly, she was always straightforward. But however, she was not straight. The person that killed her. Is among us? I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. But regardless, we need to find the answer. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. Because it's the only way. Aside from finding out who the killer is, there is no other way for us to survive and get off this bitch-ass island. And so, this life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. Class trial start.
Now then, let's first discuss the motive. That masterpiece of gaming, Twilight Syndrome murder case.
I'll give up. Half of us haven't even played it.
Who cares about that game?
I cares about that game. I put blood, sweat, and tears into developing that game, and you're just gonna not play it? Honestly, you ungrateful brats.
Nevertheless, we shouldn't ignore it. After all, that game is the motive this time.
Yeah, you're right. Then let's try discussing that first.
It's always like a weird transition from the characters having no voice acting to the characters having all voice acting. Because I just spent all this time voicing the characters and now the game's gonna take over and now I don't know what to do.
It means Twilight Syndrome Murder Case is a non-fiction game.
But wasn't that in the disclaimer at the beginning?
Some of us are characters in that game too.
Which you would have noticed if you had actually played the dang thing.
So, I think it's better if we clarify who the characters in the game are first.
The characters in the game were Girl A, Girl B, Girl C, Girl D, Girl E, Boy F, and the high school girl who got killed at the beginning. Let's call her Girl 0. So by using the stat file after clearing the game as a reference, I should be able to figure out who's who. Except this freaking text box is blocking the bottom of it. The first character in the player was able to control was Girl A. True identity of Girl A. It's probably...
Let's see. Girl A is probably Mikanzuki. That timid tone. That definitely sounds like Girl A.
Isn't it like
Based on the list of names in the staff roll.
illegal to use someone's likeness in a non-fictitious manner in a piece of media without their consent? Yeah.
A nasty, trashy pig shit like you doesn't have any privacy rights.
And Monokuma is a criminal.
Look, I've broken laws that are way worse. Copyright privacy laws? Honestly, it's like a misdemeanor compared to the stuff I've done.
She's right, the one who said that was...
Let's see. Girl B was short and foul-mouthed. She's probably
Who are you calling foul-mouthed, you bitch?
That's like the complete opposite of me.
Anyway,
Let's move on.
next is girls.
We don't need to listen to Hiyoko longer than we have to. Girl C, huh? Her personality was hyper, energetic, and unique. Man, I wish they all had different outfits or something, because they're all blending together in my head.
C is Ibuki.
Girl, see? Then I'll see you next Tuesday.
See exactly what I was talking about.
Let's move on to Girl D.
D's nuts.
Girl D, huh? There's only one of them who always had a camera with them. Their name was Mahiru.
Let's see. Girl D is mine. The victim in this case. Yeah, that's correct.
Let's skip Girl E. Girl E is unimportant. Fuck Girl E. All my homies hate Girl E. Well, Guy F. Obviously, Monokuma, no, it's Fuyuhiko. Isn't he the only guy on the credit roll?
Aren't you guys F? Fuyuhiko?
More like F you.
I was in a game? That's fucking stupid. That reminds me. Wasn't there another person whose last name was also Kuzuryu? Another person?
Well, yeah, you would have known that if you had played the game. But that's where we're going to end the video. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to blast that patriarchy, smash that like button, Bomberman that subscribe button, and I will see you Friday with more Danganronpa 2. Goodbye.